b5 was played, h6 check, our last moves. Josh has to, pardon me, Josh. Sam has to move his king. I'm
He
expecting
played king g8 already.
king g8, yeah, just to move the king.
Away from any dark squares.
Right. And what Sam has in mind is playing queen takes f1 check, then promoting his pawn to a queen, and then with his new queen, just
Queen
simply
d4, right.
coming back to d4.
Typical queen defensive on that diagonal.
Covering all the dark squares, right, exactly.
So
And
instead of probably Josh, if he's going to try to continue playing here, oh, you think he's going to play h7?
oh, well, I don't know. Do you think he has a second choice? Queen f6 runs into precisely that
Yeah.
line of play that we just mentioned.
And he has played h7 check.
Exactly, because once the queen comes back here on d4, you protect the key g7 square, no checkmates, and well, black's just a rook and a knight ahead.
And Sam instantly played king g7.
Right.
The fun thing about Sam is that it seems when he's winning, he just plays instantly.
Well, and actually, I kind of like that. I mean,
It's fun to watch.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he's got it down. He sees the he sees the cold
He's
win.
like, let me get out of here and have
Yeah,
dinner.
I mean, yeah. Let's wrap this thing up.
A lot
Gary.
of players who are winning, they still write down the, you know, they look, they write it down slowly or move, they think about it.
Right.
Even if they know exactly what they're going to play, they just kind of have this custom to think 10, 20 seconds.
Right.
Or 5, whatever.
Right.
He's just like, bang.
Let's get on with business. In the case of Gary Kasparov, it was the watch. He would just, after a move like king g7 now, he'd be putting on the watch and starting to stare at you like, okay, you've had your lesson, time's up, let's get going.
Well, I think Sam's got the best glare in the tournament, actually. I mean,
It's pretty good, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, I'm impressed. I mean, I've been up against some really good glares, you know, Karpov, Kasparov, Michael Tal. Those guys had good glares. By the way, one guy who never glared anything was Vasily Smyslov. He never looked at you because as I realized later in his career, he was actually going blind. So he didn't have a glare to glare at you with. So that was, but Sam's got a good one. Maurice, you have a story to share.
Well, just a small tactic in one of the games. Oh, we should get back to that other game quickly because it looks like a move was played. A dramatic move. I don't want to spoil this moment.
Queen h6 now.
In this game, I believe, did you say queen h6 was played?
I don't know. Actually, I don't see a move.
Oh, okay.
But I was thinking that he might play queen h6.
All right, you psyched me out there. Queen h6 is indeed possible, but it won't last very long. So let me just get back to this other game. I want to show you what happened here in a game between Onischuk, who mathematically is out of the tournament, so is Naroditsky. But Onischuk was at least playing for pride and for some money, quite frankly. There's dollars at stake here, depending on how you place. And he got this position against Naroditsky. He'd been up a pawn, nursing the position for quite some time. Naroditsky managed to trade off queens. In this position, Onischuk probably felt, you know, this is pretty good. I'm up a pawn. I'm going to get my king in and start pushing. And Naroditsky played this nice move, bishop to a6. A weird move. It's like, what are you doing over there? Well, obviously the point is, if the king decides to go to the h5 square, then suddenly out of nowhere comes this move. Bishop takes on c4, and on a capture push, and how do you stop the passed pawn? You're almost lost. It turns out there's one way to save yourself. Put the bishop on g8 to get to h7, but now the move king to g7, stopping that dream. And when you bring your bishop back to e6, king back to f6, and this would be a forced repetition for both sides, leading to a draw. So now suddenly, Naroditsky is back in business after this move, and he is safe on the board. So it looks like he's going to get a draw out of this game.
And we do have an official result in Molnar Lenderman. They have shaken hands. We do expect them to come down and talk to us about their draw and see what Lenderman saw in that variation. Now, meanwhile, in Josh Friedel, Sam Shankland, let's see if Josh has any fight left in him at all. I was just mentioning this funny move, queen to h6 check. Unfortunately, doesn't for white doesn't amount to much. Of course, you can't go back to f8 because of, you can't go back to h8 because of well, actually in this position, just king to g5, right? And it looks like the king is cruising and actually making...
No perpetuals. No perpetuals. The king just walks and hides behind the extra rook. The trick there, the one trick that I think you were about to mention is you don't want to drop back to h8 because then after queen
f8
and oh
queen
dear,
takes f7.
and the rook on f7, the queen on f7 spears the rook on d5.
Well, instead, actually, Josh Friedel didn't even try that. Instead, he just played rook to d1. So
Okay.
we'll take a look in a bit how best Shankland should mop up in this game. But right now, we've got Alexander Lenderman still leading the tournament along with Varuzhin Akobian, and we couldn't have hoped for a better battle tomorrow. They will be playing. Lenderman will have the white pieces. He's with Maurice Ashley about his game today and what's to come.
Thanks, Jen. We're with Grandmaster Alexander Lenderman. First of all, Alex, how did you feel about your game?
I thought maybe I was a tiny bit worse out of the opening, but then I thought after e5, I thought I was getting a good game, so I thought I might be better somewhere, but I'm not sure. I might have missed something, but I'm not sure where.
Well, we have a variation that the computer shows that you were winning at one point in the game. The moment when you played the move e4, after he played c4, we can go just one step further. According to the computer, this move, bishop to g4, if you may press new variation, please. Did you consider this idea of f3 and e4?
Yeah, I did in some lines. So what happens if f takes g4?
F takes g4, then queen takes g3 check.
With the knight on e1, right. Oh, wait, but... So what... I see the idea now. Now that he played c4, okay, so if knight g2, knight takes g4, bishop f4, there's bishop c5. Earlier, I forgot the pawn moved to c4. There was the rook d4 move earlier, and it was unclear. But now that the pawn moved, I didn't catch the difference, actually, because I thought apparently e4 was also very good. I had some pressure, and I was a bit low on time, relatively speaking. It was a complicated position, and I forgot to look at that idea deeply again. I didn't quite catch the difference between the pawn on c3 and the pawn on c4, but I was looking at the idea, but I guess I just didn't find it the right moment. But it's okay.
Wow. So how do you feel about having such a beautiful opportunity with that 7 points?
It happens.
That's it?
It is what it is.
Wow. So
you have to battle.
You're sitting on 6.5 now, tied for first, with a huge game ahead against your main rival in the tournament, Varuzhin Akobian. What are your thoughts on that game?
It should be an interesting battle.
What's your record against him?
I think 1.5 out of 3.
Have you ever defeated him in a competition?
Yeah, but I got very lucky in that game. That was in Fox, was in 09. I blundered the pawn out of the opening, and then he just somehow I luckily got some compensation out of nowhere, and he just underestimated it. And I won a nice game after that, but I don't really count that game very seriously.
So what are your thoughts now? You're obviously playing against a very tough player, and your championship has been roller coaster, to say the least. You started off sky high, then you dipped real low, but not low enough, because then you were able to come back up again. What are your thoughts?
And now today, and again, a missed opportunity. So I guess it's just the whole idea is just to forget what happened and just battle back and just do the best you can and take what you can get. You know, it happened. Whatever happened. You know, I'm not perfect. I'm not gonna see everything. Obviously, I'm human, so I have to just accept that and move on and play it tomorrow as if nothing happened.
And with the white pieces tomorrow, do you think that you'll be pressing all the way, putting your foot on the gas for the victory? I mean, after all, it's the U.S. Championship at stake. A win wins it all.
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I'll just have to play chess. I mean, I can't. I haven't thought about exactly how I'll play tomorrow. I guess I'll have to discuss it with my coach.
And what are your inclinations? I mean, without your coach, what's your feeling about?
No idea right now. Right now, my idea is to eat a little bit and get some rest and then think about it.
All right, well, thanks so much. Congratulations, and hopefully you do well tomorrow. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Grandmaster Alexander Lenderman, with a win, could be the new U.S. champion. Guys?
Wow, that was great. Thanks, guys. I thought that finding out that what Lenderman missed was the finesse of c4 and c3, which is really interesting. I
Right,
mean,
it's sort of like that bishop c5 check. With the pawn on c3, he saw that the rook could block, said, I'm a piece down, I'm going to do da-da-da. It's complicated. But then suddenly when this pawn is on c4, there's no longer that blocking defense and that subtle difference. Earlier, he had analyzed and rejected the line, didn't come back to it at the critical moment.
And that's why when you look at sacrifices and they don't work, it doesn't mean that's a waste of time.
No,
Because
exactly.
a lot of times this is exactly what happens. There's
Right.
a detail that changes in the position, and suddenly all that work comes to something.
Right, it's
and
a
that
recurring.
was so close to what happened here, but
Yeah, like a
unfortunately.
recurring theme. Suddenly the opportunity's there again.
And we have a result in Josh Friedel, Sam Shankland. Josh Friedel did try this h8, queen h6 and h8 queen line, but he did realize after king to g5 that he was going to run out of checks, and Sam was going to mop up, and that puts Josh Friedel out of contention of the U.S. Championship, and Sam Shankland continues to earn his title of spoiler of the century.
I'm telling you. I mean, people are going to hate Sam after this event.
Or
I
love
mean-
him. Both. I mean, one thing's for sure. I mean, he should just play in a tournament where he chases the leaders, right?
Exactly.
He needs to start playing all the leaders.
Exactly.
If you think about it, guys, there's only one guy in this tournament who likes him. It's Gadakomsky.
Yeah, true that.
He's the only guy who likes him because, I mean, he has beaten the other three contenders, and God is just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. What I couldn't do, thank you for doing.
Right.
So at least Komsky did beat Lenderman, but still, this is incredible what Sam has done, just showing that he's not afraid of anyone, and anybody in the tournament could be a victim if they sit across the board from him.
That's right. Although
put.
this round, of course, VAR and Lenderman are happy that now
Right.
Josh is out of the picture of that
Right.
potential playoff, which now could lead. It could be a three-way playoff, but not a four-way playoff.
But I'm telling you, I'm not counting out the defending champion, Gadakomsky. I mean, he's a wily veteran. He's been there. He's soft-spoken. He's talked down.
Modest.
Well, he's talked down his own chances in this event. But I got to tell you something. If he was fortunate enough to get himself into a playoff, boy, I'd be betting on him.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, even if he is, I think that he's such a fine rapid player and has so much experience in these high stakes playoffs that even if his tie breaks are worse and he has to win 2 rapid matches, I might put my money on him. I mean, it's that amazing. I mean, he's a very good rapid player, and he's played like 3 of these Armageddon games before.
Yeah, all of that experience
So-
counts for a great deal. And we've got Sam, the spoiler Shankland, in our studio to explain to us why he only likes to beat up on tournament leaders.
He does have a plus score now.
Yeah.
Indeed, Jen. The spoiler. That's what he's going to be called. Not the closer, the spoiler. That's a good name. No, I don't think he wants that name. That tag may not be something
I'd
you
rather
need.
I'd rather be fighting for first at some moments, which I've never been in this tournament, but what can you do?
No, but so far you've played against the tournament leaders and spoiled their chances, really upset some people.
Yeah.
Josh Friedel today, he looked like he had a very nice position against you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it just flipped and bam, he was out of there.
I don't think it was all of a sudden. I think I defended very well. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a forced win at some moment, but I didn't see it, and it looked very promising for him. But I think at some moment I equalized, and then he played bishop takes b5, which I think was extremely optimistic. And without that, if he plays queen f3 or something, I don't really think, or no, queen f3 hangs the queen. No, queen f3 doesn't hang the queen. Yeah, if he plays queen f3 or something, he should be fine. I think it's just equal. But after bishop b5, I think I got the upper hand.
You got the upper hand pretty dramatically. You were able to take on b2, and suddenly his position fell apart.
Yeah, well, he may have missed after h5, queen b2, hg6. I can just ignore it and take the bishop. After gf7, check king f7, queen f3, king e6.
Well, nobody's following your variation but you right now, so let's not
Okay.
go too fast. But you're saying that he missed that his bishop was hanging.
Well,
and
probably he
couldn't
missed
hold
it. If I can take it, my king goes for a stroll, but I think he survives it. Probably that's what Josh missed. I'm not sure, but I think after queen takes b2, black's probably close to winning.
How did you manage your emotions in this tournament? I mean, you had a couple of bad games. I mean,
To say the least,
Yeah.
more than 2.
yeah, I mean, you must have really been disappointed, and then somehow you've turned it all around and just been crushing people.
It's the mark of a strong character to come back from disappointment, and I think that's one of the biggest things that pushed me from 2400 to 2600 is, I mean, I remember
my first two U.S. championships when I was like 16 and 17, I started both just fine, and then I lost a couple of games, and then just lost the rest because I couldn't keep myself under control. But now I think I'm much more mature, and I think I remember Aaron Berg made a comment about playing Molnar after he lost 3 games, saying, probably he should play for a win because, he'll be in a bad spot, but I don't think that will ever work against me. That's one of my biggest strengths. So I'm very happy that I was able to come back and beat Josh, who's been playing amazing chess this tournament.
Indeed. Now, you can't win the tournament anymore.
No.
Playing spoiler is not in the role now. So how do you motivate yourself for the last game?
A lot of money. I mean, if I win, I'm getting a share of third. That's some colossal amount of money. So, probably the prize money differential between every half point is at least $2,500. I have every bit of motivation to fight with Timur tomorrow.
Excellent. One last comment.
Yeah.
What do you think about the game between the two leaders right now? They're at 6.5.
Yeah.
Lenderman versus Akobian. Who would you put your money on?
I don't know. I like Alex, but I really don't want him to win because if he wins, I don't go to the Olympiad. But
so you have a rooting interest here.
I do. That's probably a $5,000-$6,000 swing for if he wins this game. So I'm going to really hope that he doesn't. But I think it'll be a good fight. But I don't think it'll be a draw. I think they'll both understand that if they draw their game, they're going to have to deal with Kamsky, and that's going to be very bad news because, Kamsky, as he's shown here, he's not been a juggernaut that just goes around and kills everybody, but he's just never been in danger of losing. And when you have to actually beat him at some moment to get through a playoff, I think he's a colossal favorite because he's just too solid, and he'll take his chances.
Well, thanks so much for the interview.
My
Good
pleasure.
luck in your last game.
Thank you.
It's all about the money, guys. Young kid has his head straight in that capitalistic mode. Make that loot.
Yeah.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Maurice. So we're wrapping up today. An exciting day, one of missed opportunities for Alex Lenderman. He could have been the clear tournament leader. Draw today. Kamsky's still in the mix.
Tension's
still in the
mounting
hunt.
today. So that last
Absolutely.
round was absolutely thrilling.
Yeah.
Barn burners, excitement,
Right.
turnarounds. It's kind of just like we're building the tension to the final day. And
Dare I say we missed the ladies?
we do, but the U.S. Championship yesterday was just thrilling as well.
Absolutely.
So tomorrow the ladies are going to be back. Let's take a look at the U.S. Championship standings. Well, in the U.S. Championship, we have the same players at the top, Firouzja Nakobian and Lenderman, and they are playing tomorrow. Lenderman's getting the white pieces. And for the ladies, we've got Irina Krush and Anna Zapansky tied at the top. They played yesterday. So it'll all be about can they both win their games and secure a playoff for the U.S. Women's Chess Championship title. If one of them wins and the other doesn't, then guess
then
what?
she's the winner. And also Kamsky is hoping for a draw, just as Sam Shankland said he's hoping for a draw between Akobian and Lenderman. Kamsky's hoping for a draw, needs a win against Josh Friedel, and then bang, he's a member of the playoff. So exciting day tomorrow. It'll all be decided. Men's and women's.
It'll be incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just those two critical games. I really can't wait to see it go down. This championship has been so much more exciting than I think anyone could have imagined.
I thought I had a sense of it actually from the very beginning. I was looking through the lineup, all Grandmaster lineup in the men's. I thought that Irina and Anna were going to dominate the women's as they usually do. They didn't disappoint. The favorites there, but the favorites in the men's, Timur Gariev just kind of disappeared. Onishuk was doing very well, but he also faded. And now, the young Lenderman saying, I'm the new kid on the block.
I'm here.
I'm
and
here.
Akobian too. Maurice, we've got a final word from Grandmaster Maurice Ashley.
Well, it has been a thrilling competition. Some rounds spotty, mistakes in other rounds, but that's what makes for great entertainment. And it has been entertaining for the most part. And it's good to see that the ladies had the day off and they come back, and we'll have many games now, 11 games to look at with tension in some of the games. I don't even know if it's all going to go down as easily as we thought, because maybe at the top we could see the two ladies even lose. Remember that candidates where Kramnik and Magnus Carlsen, I would have thought that they would have lost in the last round of their competition. when all was on the line. Sometimes attention just gets to you, and there's Tatev Abrahamian. If she wins, she could still be in the mix as well. So definitely lots of possibilities, lots of potential results. Something decisive will happen and take us into a Monday. Very likely looks like a playoffs. Jen, you said you thought it would be one with high chances. I'm starting to agree with you as well. It seems that's the way it's going to go. So a very exciting time now with the last critical round of the championships tomorrow.
Totally agree. Monday, it's going to be tumultuous with a 70% chance of a playoff. That's my call.
A 99% chance I'll be here.
Yeah, and we hope that all of you will join us tomorrow. We know that it's Monday, but make plans. This is what we've all been waiting for. This is what we've been building up to, the final round of the U.S. Championship and the U.S. Women's Chess Championship. It's here tomorrow at 1 Central Standard Time, 2 Eastern at the St. Louis Chess Club. Don't miss it. We look forward to it.
Thank you, Jen. Great show.
In the LeBron game. Who cares? Maybe who cares, man? Basketball. What happened to basketball? No. No, not our priorities. We don't. We've lost. We're chess people. We're chess people now. They are on. Jen, can you give us a mic check?
Sure. Hey, this is Jen Shahadi. The 2014 U.S. Chess Championships have not disappointed. Firouzja Nakobian was expected to do well, and he did. The surprise is Alexander Lenderman, who knocked off some top contenders to tie for the lead. They play each other today, but not so fast. Defending champion Gata Kamsky, if he wins and Varuzhin and Alexander tie, there could be a three-way tie and a playoff on Tuesday. And it all starts now at the 2014 U.S. Chess Championship. Let's do that again because I feel like there's a couple words here, a couple things. I don't know if Varuzhin Kobian wasn't expected to do that well. It might be an exaggeration. He's only a little bit higher rated than Lenderman. I mean, yeah. We could say Varuzhin Kobian has been an Olympiad for the I'm trying to say it tightly. Like he's always been like one of the top 6 players, but he's never really catapulted into like championship contention. Something like that, but tighter. The 2014 U.S. Chess Championships have not disappointed. Varuzhin Kobian, a perennial Olympian for the The 2014 U.S. Chess Championships have not disappointed. Varuzhin Kobian, always one of the highest ranked players in the field, but finally he's broken through and he's playing for the championship. Another surprise, Alexander Lenderman knocked off some of the top contenders to tie for the lead. They play each other today. But not so fast. If that game is a draw, defending champion Gata Kamsky has a chance to catch up and create even a three-way tie and a playoff on Tuesday. And it all starts now at the 2014 U.S. Chess Championships. And it all starts now at the 2014 U.S. Chess Championships.